So yeah, this episode is coming from a mountainous range in south. Are we southwest Turkey? Where are we?
I have no idea. We're in
Yeah,
Turkey.
we're in Turkey.
It's a big place, isn't it, as well?
But we're very we are in Turkey. We've got a mobile recording sesh. So you're back in Rayleigh. How's Rayleigh?
Bit overcast. We've had a bit of rain, and there's thunderstorm warnings.
What a shame.
What's the weather
Yeah.
like here, Brian? Tell us the weather.
Oh, it's very warm. Around about 42, 45 today.
Yeah.
But,
Wowzers.
yeah.
It is warm. And my wife was like, at the height of at midday today, she was like, should we go out for a walk to the shop? I was like, no, Kat. No, we are
Is it
not
only
going out for a walk.
It'd only be tourists doing that, surely.
Well, we're in an area where there's probably no tourists. I think Brian's the only Englishman.
We're in rural.
For about
It's rural Turkey.
for at least 50-mile radius.
It's a village.
So we had a good day today, though.
Nice.
So this is Brian. Brian
Hello,
is a former tradesman, but he's still a tradesman. I would class him as a master carpenter, Curt. A master craftsman.
Nice.
He's very, very good. But that's the only nice things I'm going to say about him this whole episode. He is also my father-in-law. And it's taken him about 2 beers and a whiskey and coke to agree to come on this. So welcome, Brian.
No, I was actually forced to come on here.
He was. It was either that or he had to do bedtime with the small children.
Yeah,
so he's
this one.
decided to come and do this instead.
To be fair, it's usually me being held against my will on this podcast, so it's nice that there's two of us.
It really is. It's nice to hear you, Curt, from the other side of the world. It's nice to hear you.
Well, do you know what I quite like the fact that obviously we've mentioned about the fact that this is an international podcast, and now we are recording internationally. It feels appropriate.
I know. I feel like I've really hit the big time. So let me tell you about my day.
Go on.
I'll start. I know you haven't asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I've been on an exciting trip with my father-in-law today to the not so local builders merchant because we've been putting up a sunshade because we don't want the kids to get burnt.
It's an improvised
an improvised sunshade. Yeah, so we're like I'm going. Let's go and get some 4x2. Let's go and get some nah.
No, don't do.
You can't get stuff like that over here.
No,
it's weird. Yeah, you just don't. So I've done a little bit of filming today as well. Rye will love it because I'm going to send him all the shots. We drove for what felt like hours, and I'm not sure. I thought my life flashed before my eyes a couple of times when I was like, mind that ditch, watch the edge of that mountain, right?
Yeah.
And then we got into like this builder's merchant, quite good on the metal front because they build a lot of stuff out of metal here.
All metal. Nothing else but metal.
That's
so a lot of box section, they just sort of weld it together. They don't have no like brackets or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we wanted some bolts. We wanted a bit of metal. We're building a sunshade basically, and it was an interesting day out. So I put the video up. That's about as interesting as my day got.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're lucky actually to get all the bolts in one place.
Exactly, yeah. And that was
you go into any builders merchants here and they do not do stuff like that.
So this was the story I got. Oh, this is an unusual builders merchant.
Yeah, it is unusual. If you go into a builders merchants here and say to them, I want a 2-inch bolt, they go Senai. So no, it can't be Senai. It's got to go somewhere else. So went to another builders merchants. Senai. You're having a laugh, aren't you? For a bolt, yeah, Senai. Now, Senai is an industrial estate. So you have to go to an industrial estate and you have to find someone in that industrial estate that does bolts. And most of the time, you'll find it's going to be car shops. Go in a car shop, they do bolts.
Yeah. It's like...
That feels mad, doesn't it?
So Brian's moved from Rayleigh in Essex in the UK and decided to just up sticks and move to like rural, mountainous Turkey. People don't come here on holiday. This ain't a holiday destination.
No, definitely not a holiday.
This is like there's tractors out there. It's like people grafting.
It's tractors.
and then there's Brian driving around with bits of metal on his roof doing little DIY projects at home.
Yeah.
But he was quite impressed. We spent 900 lira, didn't we? Bit of metal.
Yeah.
few
it's
bolts.
a lot of metal for the money, must admit.
£18.
Cheaper than timber, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't sound like too dissimilar from when you're back in the UK, Dan, to be honest.
No, exactly.
It's a similar day, isn't it?
It's a similar day, yeah.
I think it's easier in the UK. You can certainly go out and get bits very, very easy at all times of the day. It doesn't really matter. Here, no. It is very, very hard to
that's
find
the thing.
something.
And everything's on your doorstep, isn't it, here as well, in comparison?
It is, yeah.
So what I wanted to do, though, before Brian says anything nice about the UK, I actually wanted to get him on because he retired quite young. How was you when you retired? How young was you?
Ooh.
You made loads of money, didn't you?
No, I wish I had.
So he's been a carpenter. What'd you do? 40 years in construction?
It's well, since I could go work, so 16, I worked with my dad.
Yeah,
Dad
and
took
you
me
worked
to
till
work.
mid-50s, yeah?
And then it must have been about 53.
So is that
54.
40 years or not?
Something like that, I don't know.
It's close.
You might have to pull us apart, Curt, here, right? Yeah.
No,
Because he's
it's
awkward.
close.
I'll tell him the world's round, he'll tell me it's flat, yeah? Right, so...
Years now mean nothing to me.
So 40 years he done in construction. Why did you up sticks and leave?
There was a few reasons. UK, it wasn't that good. It was getting worse. We had a few problems like COVID, for instance. COVID come, you weren't too sure were you going to be there or not, were you going to live, die. It was scary times at the time. And the wife, Teresa, she got had a problem with skin cancer. So you sort of like decide, we've got to do things. It was a 7-year project. We was going to come out here in 7 years' time, but we couldn't do it. We just thought we'd do it now because you don't know where you're going to be in 7 years' time. Simple as that. So that's what we did. Sold up and come out. It was a tough decision.
But you haven't come out here to work. You've literally come out here to retire.
Come out to retire, enjoy the life what we had. Because look at it. You work in the UK. You work to 60, 70, whatever you feel you can do. You might live a few years, and that's it, done.
But I think the shame for construction is people like Brian, the UK wide, are just dropping out and not teaching the youngsters because
that all stopped years ago.
There's no incentive.
No,
but there's no incentive for you to stay.
If I was in the UK and people used to come up to me and say, "Work, what'd you do? Carpenter." Yeah, it's a good trade to be in. My son wants to be a carpenter. Keep out the building trade. Wouldn't do it. Would not touch it now with a barge pole. It's hard work. You're doing it all your life. It hurts in the end. It does hurt. I just wouldn't do it.
But on this show, I know you follow us avidly on TikTok. We're all about trying to convince young people to get into construction, Brian. So have you got anything positive to say?
Keep out of it.
I ain't being funny. So Brian bought minimal tools over here, and you don't really get the sort of tools that we get back in the UK. You're probably doing the bigger cities, but not really here. Like it's literally like forged, like hand forged pickaxe heads and things like that when you go into like a local builder's merchant. It's not like fancy Festool gear. If you're a carpenter like me and Brian had all the gear.
If you had a special tool here, an oscillating tool would be a special tool.
Like a multi,
a multi-tool.
Like a multi-tool.
Yeah. It would be. It's a special tool. That is like, we've got a special tool to do this job with. They turn out, you're like, really? That's special. And that's what it is.
But Brian, being Brian, is very skilled. So he's having local tradesmen come round his house, do things.
No,
he's not.
It's not tradesmen.
He's not.
It's local people.
He's not happy with anything anyone's done, so he finishes it himself.
The local waiter.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you hit the nail on the head there. It's.
I remind him.
They work in the restaurants during the summer, and they're all builders during the winter. And that's what it is. And that's
I suppose. Do you get a lot of that sort of seasonal sort of work shifts? Yeah,
you do. I mean, at the moment, the work here at the moment in the restaurants and that sort of side of it is very very slack. It's very bad here at the moment. And I've been saying this for since we've been here. The way Turkey is at the moment, it is very expensive here, and it's not just for people who live here, Turkish people. I mean, for them, it is very expensive. For us, it's not so bad because we haven't brought loads of money over. Where lots of English people have brought loads of money over, and it's not worth a bean now. It's not worth a bean.
Right.
So you can't do that. You got to be careful. You've got to bring it over as you want it, with the rates, because the rates go up and down like yo-yo here.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. You just can't invest loads of money here. You can't do it. You earn good interest. Don't get me wrong. If you put money in a bank here, you can earn 50%, 55% interest on it. Good interest, but your inflation rate here is running at probably 70, 80%. So it's wiping it out straight away. So it sounds good, but in the reality, it's not good. It's only good if you've got the money sitting there and you're living here. You can earn off or live off the interest.
Good job.
Do a little bit.
Good job. You've done 40 years grafting in London, Brian, innit? To pay for it all.
Yeah.
Getting up early every morning, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on the A127 or the A13.
That's one of my things. I listen to the local radio stations, Essex and all those.
Yeah.
You hear there's an accident on the M25.
Oh,
over,
so
and I'm
much.
like, lovely,
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's his pleasure these days,
And
enjoying
I'm
that he's
walking
not
around
in
the
it.
garden, just picking up a leaf, thinking, "Oh, you poor soul."
Do you know what? I fully understand that though. These last 2 weeks, particularly, I don't know what's going on with the A12, M25.
Well, what's going on up at Romford? That's carnage up there, isn't it?
Oh, honestly,
They're taking the flyover
been
out or doing work on the flyover.
What Gal's called?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Oh, what Gallo?
Yeah, they're doing work on that. We've been going from Rayleigh to Leighton, haven't we? A lot of the boys have been going there, and some days it's taken 3 hours.
Yeah, that's an ongoing job. That's what was going on when I was there.
Yeah, but they've actually actively got it shut
But they did
off.
the bridge, the other side of Gallows Corner when I was
That's
there.
it, the closer side.
And they sort of widened the road there, and
And now they're not taking the fly. They was going to take the flyover out. They're just strengthening it.
Yeah, but they did that to the bloody one on the
A13
as well, and that one. Yeah,
one at Chelmsford got taken out.
and they got taken out.
That's now gone, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So we love to spend money in England for reasons I don't know.
But
why.
yeah,
and
right.
then put them down a year later.
We did have that conversation already today as well. That we waste a lot of money in the UK, particularly around construction. Just things don't get done. I mean, over here, so we was looking. We're having a little. I have my tour guide with me, Hassan. I call him, and he stops by some roadworks. They've just put a new bridge in, and then they've base coursed out a new road and curbed it up. I don't know when they're going to top it because it's the most horrendous bit of tarmacking you've ever seen in your life. And
we have seen some horrendous tarmac.
Yeah, we really have. And they joint the curbs weird, with a 30mm muck joint, but they don't actually do muck joints on their brickwork, on any of their other masonry. So it's weird that they joint their curbs. So yeah, we've had the tour of look at this abomination today. It has it is interesting when you look at it. I think. See, I'm of the opinion the UK is not that bad, but we have gone too far the other way. Everyone's moaning about potholes. There isn't much of a road here to drive on.
Yeah,
people would love to be moaning about potholes over here.
I think
Fair
people
enough.
moan about the road is flat.
There is stuff missing over here. There's literally you can just drive off the edge of the road.
Yeah,
there's nothing to stop you.
That's not ideal.
But that's
what
like it.
we've had chats before about projects sort of failing due to I don't know if it's a lack of planning or a lack of care. What's the planning of a job like over there? Is there any? There must be.
There is planned. I mean, if you're doing roads, motorways, stuff like that, yes. The motorways are very good, very well laid out, very well designed, constructed very well. But it's when you come into towns and side roads and stuff like that, it just goes out the window.
I think there's a noticeable difference because
a hell of a difference.
They're incredible. The motorways, incredible. They work.
Yeah.
They go through these huge mountains. There's these incredible tunnels that they've seemingly carved into, through mountain ranges in no time, and they've not really. they've done it and everything's flat.
If there's a mountain or a road that's going through a mountain, you've got ups and downs, hills and bumps and stuff like that. So basically, they take the top off and fill the dip in, and that's how they do it.
Right.
So that's how they make it flat. So that's how they form it. And anything that's left over just gets tipped over the side, and that's it. And then it's laid as well as probably any English road, to be honest. But it's when you come to rural areas or anything like that, that goes straight out the window. There is, it's just thrown down. If there's a hole, we throw tarmac.
Yeah,
it doesn't get rolled. It
they
doesn't
just
get
do what they
compacted.
want, don't they?
It just gets the cars that do it. They do the work. They eventually will get flat. Well, you know what tarmac's like. It doesn't. With the heat here, it sticks to the tyres. It all flicks up. You end loads of little stones everywhere, and eventually it's another big hole. And during the winter, they come out again, throw a bit more tarmac on it, and that's how it is. Just an ongoing process. It just
sounds a bit like the yard road, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Brian's a big fan of it over here. Anyway, the work. I mean, one thing that was interesting, I had to step outside other houses that I haven't seen recently because I got a little tour. Earlier, and they get their houses signed off, don't they, Brian? Why do they get their houses signed off? So they get their houses signed off when they're like 2-story.
Well, they get it all signed off, and it looks finished. It's painted. It's got windows and doors in. It all looks fine. It looks lovely, and it stops. It's like it's not quite finished. I could do another coat, and it could do with this and do with that, but it stops. It gets signed off, and literally 2 weeks later, roof comes off. Roof goes up. Balconies come out. They just fill every single space that they can fill. They just take down walls, build new walls. All gets repainted, all gets redone, and that's it. It's finished. So you end up with a building with probably 4 or 5 flats in it, or apartments, and then suddenly, these apartments are 1 bedroom become 3 bedrooms, and then there's another apartment on the roof gets built, and And the thing is, when you look at the way they're built here, they're built on almost like a floating foundation. It's not piled in any way. It's not dug out in any way. And these are big buildings. Don't get me wrong. They're not like you're up and down in England. Nothing like that. These are 3, 4, 5 floors. Some of them, and they just seem to be built on.
Yeah, but I think
9 inches of concrete.
There's like a bedrock here, isn't there? That's higher in this mountainous range.
They get piled before they get tested to see what rock there is below them. But they are literally just scraped off. That you're talking the minimum of dirt that comes off the top, and then just a concrete foundation is put in, or pad stone, I would say, a slab put in, and that is it. Concrete slab done, and then they just build on that, and it just goes up and up and up. And you think, if there's an earthquake here, they're never going to stand up to it. Never.
Well, that's what I was going to ask about, because I was trying to find out sort of some of the sort of facts about sort of key differences between building out in Turkey and here. And one of the things that come up was obviously like the seismic codes, because of the earthquake activity out there.
Yeah, that has changed a lot over the years.
Right.
But one of the things here was that the reinforcing rod was smooth. That was one of the biggest things here.
Oh, okay.
And when they built all these places, and it's happened in Fethiye, we knew someone who had a big property in Fethiye, and they had core holes drilled throughout the building, all over the show. Honestly, it looked like a honeycomb. And when it was tested, the reinforcing rod was smooth, which violates all the building codes now here. So they had to pull the building down. It was demolished. They could not do any work to it. They could not refurbish it.
All of these buildings are like concrete frame.
So basically, that's what it is. It's a slab. These particular buildings that we're in, they're quite a thick foundation on these. A lot thicker than what they've been building here lately. And these are the reinforcing here is got ribs. So it
looks like our rebar.
Yeah, it looks like normal rebar.
And I think you'll find that the Turkish actually make a lot of our steel. A lot of our steel reinforcement. This might be a fact you might have to check, because it might be like tartar steel from India, but a lot of our steel for the UK is imported. But yeah, the steel from the builders merchant earlier looked exactly like our 10 and 18 mil rebar, and just normal gear. But they do just leave it punched out the top of the building so they can put another floor on.
But there was a law here, or not a law, but there was a thing here where, and I think it's the same in Greece, and probably in most of these countries, where they kept the rebar above the roof level, and that was purely so the building was unfinished, and they didn't have to pay taxes on it.
Oh, right.
Or like your poll tax or whatever it is they called it here now. So they did, because it was classed as unfinished, so it was there ready to put another building, another floor on or whatever on top of it, and that's the way they used to get round of having not to pay it. But I think that's probably changed now. When you look around now, there's not many new buildings are actually left like that, but you see a lot of old buildings have still got that rebar sticking out ready for the next floor. So I think they cottoned on to that, and then they thought, we're losing a lot of money here because they're sticking rebar out and we don't actually have to charge them. So now they do. So you don't see that so often.
And obviously we know, Curt, as good contractors, that you've always need a 50mm coverage on all your rebar, all sides.
Got to keep it safe.
Yes. Don't want the frost to get in.
I've just done a little fact check on your guess, and you are correct.
Well, hey.
Most of our rebar and construction grade steel apparently does come from Turkey.
Can I just say how I know that?
Yeah.
Friend of the show and friend of mine, Alex Paul. That's how I know that.
Of course. That's a good fact. While we're on fact checking, actually, we've sort of got an apology to make.
Go on.
In one of our questions last week, which Rye's done a lovely video of mocking up like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sort of scenario.
Yeah.
Jason actually got it right.
And stop it. And you got it wrong.
We got it wrong. Well, I say we. I was the one reading it.
I think I don't think we should let him know.
Well, he let us know.
Oh, okay. He's let us know. Okay.
He phoned me. He said I was listening it back, and I had to pull over at the side of the road and just double check because I thought I was right.
So Jason's an HBC inspector. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got his question wrong. Okay. Well, we didn't. I mean, Curt did. This is all the office. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just like, one of the stars of the show, aren't I, Curt?
Well, I did mention it to the team, and they went on. I can't remember what they used, an AI. I know one of the AI things.
Look, I think AI is dangerous in some situations. Well, it's dangerous in this situation.
There is one. So NHBC 6.1 refers to masonry standards. Just if anyone's interested.
There we go. Let's correct ourselves. Slap yourself on the wrist, Curt.
Yeah.
Let's double check the facts before we give them out next time.
Yeah.
I think it's now time for one of them American disclaimers. Where we say this is for entertainment purposes only.
We should probably say that with all
this
the
This is not investment advice, and do not put your money in all Turkish banks right now. This is not investment advice. I do have vested interest in this right now because I need Brian to feed me for the next 9 days. So
true. One of the things when I was looking at these facts as well, it said about they do a lot of retrofitting on high risk buildings, and apparently it only needs a few of the property owners to agree and not unanimous consent, and they can just crack on. That must make things easier.
What's that? What, over here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you if they want to do something, they ask the people in the building, or rent and place, and if so many ask to say yes, it's fine, you can do it. That's it. The rest of them.
It's a little bit like how I would imagine the Wild West to be in the 1850s over here. Just sort of stuff happens. So we was driving up like a dirt track, but it's essentially the road that's just been a bit ruined to Brian's house, and you've got almost like a kink in the road now. So he's telling me the story about what's happening here, and they've just basically someone's built a house partly in the road, and then just kicked the road around.
They actually
their
went
house.
into someone else's garden and nicked their
They've
garden.
nicked their garden to make the road.
To carry on the road.
And they've just sort of lent it up against a bit of V-mesh fence, but it is a road.
Yeah.
But everyone just accepts it. So Brian done a very Englishman thing and went and saw the local town council and said to them, "I think this is wrong." And they said, "No, that's fine. This is Turkey."
They all come out as
it's Turkey, not
cars,
Essex, sir.
2 cars full of people come out, got all the maps out, all the satellite images, you name it. It all come out, and it's legal. It's a private road by all accounts. And they can build on that because that's the boundary.
Yeah.
And what we think is that the people that actually they took the land off to make the road bigger is the people who actually own the area.
Right.
Life here is very deceiving. When you see people, you see a little old Turkish lady walking along the road with a little old husband walking along the road, and they are probably multi-millionaires. And it's what it's like here. You just can't, you see people and you just can't take them at face value because they are probably multi-millionaires in land. And land here at the moment is at its premium.
So tomorrow we're going to extend Brian's pole area into the road.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm probably allowed to do that.
That's tomorrow's job. We're going to run down a builder's merchant, get a few bits, and we're away. But we're going to do it before 6 o'clock in the morning because after 6 o'clock in the morning it's really hot.
I was going to say, what is it like actually working out there? They must
ridiculous.
You can't. It's very hard. People don't work during the day. It's early morning or late evening. So you got 4 hours either way ish.
Yeah.
It gets too hot. It gets way too hot. And be honest with you, most building work stops in the summer here. A because of the heat, and A because it's tourism season.
Yeah.
Everyone has to go back in a kitchen, don't they? Down at the touristy bits.
That's it. They all
Everyone's
got to go
moved
back serving
downtown.
meals and waiting and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it just gets too hot, and you just can't do stuff. You just die in the heat basically. You fart, you sweat. It's simple as that.
But it is very different to. I think heat in England, in Britain, is worse.
Yes.
I think it's more humid. You get that sort of heat when there's a storm in the area. In the last couple of days here, we've had storms around in Mulla, which is it's a very big province in Turkey, very big, one of probably the largest ones. And if it says it's rain expected in Mulla, don't expect it in your area because it's more internal because we're coastal, near the coast, not coastal but near the coast. But it's but you can feel the after effects. You can feel it coming, and it gets very, very heavy. You think, oh yeah, it's going to rain. It's got a storm coming. You can hear the thunder. You can see the thunder. You can see the clouds at the back. And you think, oh, it's going to come. It's going to, cool things down and make things nice. And it never happens. It just goes on.
Yeah.
But
we've had it's been a bit humid here today because it's been nowhere near the sort of temperatures you've got. We've been in sort of mid to late 20s, but like just that horrible oppressive.
Yeah. I mean, double it, and then you'll feel what it is here.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally at the moment, it is doubled.
Yeah. To be fair, the lads were tarmacking today, weren't they? So it's
yeah.
Well, that's another thing here. They don't do a lot of tarmacking. It just does. It's all block paving. That's the thing. It's all.
And to be honest, looking at their tarmacking, I don't think they should be doing a lot of tarmacking.
No. And if they do it,
they are rough, mate.
Yeah.
And their block paving, I've never seen nothing like it. They just leave the sand on top and just let the sort of cars push it in.
Yeah,
and the
sand
traffic
and rain.
Push it in.
The cars and rain. Just work it in the joints.
They just let it. Yeah, I love it. Right, I think we should do some questions for Brian like this.
Go on.
So we should ask him whether he prefers working with the Quickfire 4.
Yep.
Do you think?
Yep.
So Quickfire 4. So I'll do a question, you do a question.
Yeah.
And we'll see what he does, right? Right, Brian. On or off the tools? So this question is do you prefer being retired or do you prefer working?
I prefer to be busy.
You prefer working, and we used to work together, so I think he misses me.
I miss.
I thought that's why he moved to Turkey. I was getting for him to say it to get away from his son-in-law.
Yeah. This is
I do miss working. I must admit,
He misses working.
I miss working in the UK. I miss the site, not the site work, but I come out of site work. I couldn't. It got too serious. Site work. It used to be fun, and I used to enjoy it, and then health and safety come in a big way, and it spoiled it. You know, you can't have radio.
Hang on. Listen, you can't say that because your literal son is our #1 listened to podcast on here.
He is.
And he is a health and safety man, and you've just said health and safety spoiled it. That's your one and only son.
Yeah, well,
he spoiled it for you. Is that what you're saying?
It's not.
He didn't write
The industry done it. It was another way of making money, and I think another way of getting money out of the industry to bring all these rules in. You can't do. You can do this. You can't do that. You know, building work it's common sense. Basically, it is good common sense, and that's what has run it all these years. And then suddenly you can't do it because of this. You've got to wear this. You've got to do that. You've got to have this colour on. You've got to have that colour on. You can't have a radio on. You can't smile. You can't fart. You know, you just can't. You can't have a laugh. You can't pull pranks. You can't. And this was part of the life I come up with working in the building trade, that you could do that, and it was fun. Every day was different. You just wound people up, and they took it on the chin. And then the next day you got pranked. You know, it's one of those things. But you just can't do that on sites now.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of that's come from sort of the lawsuit sort of, or fear factor of getting sued and stuff like that from the bigger firms?
It's part and parcel of way it's all gone, isn't it? It's life general. You can't do anything now without fear of being sued by anyone. You know, if you say the wrong thing on podcasts, on Facebook, on this, on that, you can get pulled in for it.
Oh no, we just say a little disclaimer.
Yeah, but
like, please don't take this as advice.
But that's the way it's gone, and that's I think it's frightened people. And now you can't have the fun that you used to have on site. And I think going on being a builder and working on sites, it was entertaining. It was funny. You know, you enjoyed it. You had some really good laughs, and you pulled some really good pranks. It's just got too serious, and that's another reason why I didn't enjoy site work. It become, too serious, and life is serious enough as it is without having to go to work and having all that thrown at you as well. And all these cards they brought in, you got to have this card, that card, you got to cut this, you got to have that. You change a bloody disc on a grinder. You've been doing it for the last 30 years, and then suddenly you go on site, you go, you can't change that. Ain't got a card.
I think that's the thing, and I think from my not getting too emotional, I think that is what we're missing now. Like, why would Brian in his late 40s, early 50s want to get all the cards in the world?
Yeah,
when he's been doing it his whole life, and that as an industry, we've got to change that, haven't we? Because we're putting all that skill, we're literally wasting all that skill, aren't we? It's just gone.
Yeah, there's so much experience and skill just.
It started years ago, didn't it? I mean, when I was going through it, there was people giving up because it was getting serious when I was going through it. But honestly, serious now is serious, and people like me who've been doing it for 30, 40 years, whatever, they know what to do. They know the risks. They know to be careful.
No, but you've had some accidents, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had accidents.
I remember the one where you fell, where you put a hop up across some joists.
Yeah, but that was
in
your
a loft.
You
you didn't build the loft out.
No, you gave me on a hop up.
No.
Yeah, which we didn't have the catches on the side on those hop ups. Those young ones. I can't remember what they were now.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
It were aluminium things.
Right. So this was my fault.
What happened was they brought out a series of hop ups, and they didn't have that little throwing catch on the sides.
Right.
it.
So the catch is like a lock.
It's a lock to stop it.
Yeah, it then can't move, can it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they obviously, as they accidents happen, they developed them to have the little catches to stop it. And so we was on a job with him doing I don't know, some sort of house in Rayleigh, I think it was, and I was on a partly bald floor, only probably 1.5 feet deep, like a suspended floor, and I put a bit of board down, had the op-up on, but overstretched, but the op-up moved, which meant with no catches on, it folded. Yeah, and I come down on top of the joist, but you know, with the height you was on, say you're 2 foot up, with the weight, and hit the joist, and it was like a car accident actually hit me on the leg. It was like being hit by a car going about 30 miles an hour. I managed to drive home, but I ended up having to go to hospital, get my leg drained a few times because of the big impact blister thing I had. Yeah, but you know, it's an accident. It happens.
Yeah,
it's one of those
you
things.
forgave me about it, didn't you?
Eventually,
after about 10 years.
It took a few years, but yeah, still got the lump on my leg actually.
Yeah.
And I
but what was your worst accident then? Give us your worst accident, because we've all had accidents.
It's probably happened just before I retired. I think I would say I got hit on the head by an old engineering brick come flat down.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Literally, it was probably travelling from a height of about 12, 13 foot. And we was putting a still in, basically. We're putting up the back of an house, putting a still in, taking it all out.
Did you have your hard hat on?
No.
No,
this is
well,
the
there
thing.
we go. The hard hat would have saved you in this scenario.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you just get the still in, and the last little tap just moved the still over a little bit, hit the still, sent the vibration up through the wall, solid brick come down, straight on a nut, flat as anything. Couldn't have been couldn't have been any perfect, honestly.
Can I just disclaimer? Nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with Dan. This one.
No, good. Normally, my
and honestly,
fault.
People say they see stars, and I saw stars. There was
like
stars,
one of the cartoons.
Yeah, it was literally, there was like flashes everywhere, going up and down. And again, I managed to get home. I drove home, someone following me, and I drove home. But yeah, ended up in hospital. Big concussion. That was it. And so yeah, they're probably the only two. Dan was probably the first major one I had. I fell off roofs, don't get me wrong, I fell off roofs, but, you know.
He fell off roofs. He's moaning about 1.5 foot fall with me, but he's fallen off a roof.
But no injuries.
This is what I mean. This is why in-laws, you just, like, who wants to travel across the world to see their in-laws? No one. Look, this quickfire 4 has gone out the window.
Well, I think we've had 3 questions in that quickfire 4.
Right, have you got any questions, Curt?
UK or Turkey? UK or Turkey?
At the moment, I would say Turkey.
Nice.
Oh, is that a political answer?
No, that is just the way it is in there. It's it's expensive all over the world. It has gone up. It's simple as that. It's just not as expensive as Turkey as the UK living here. The way of life is a lot slower. It's just no hassle. You just get up, you look out, lovely day, and that's it. You just pick up leaves and do your gardening and have a swim. It's lovely.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it, actually?
Yeah. You just...
No, I like the hassle, Curt. Have you got a question for us?
Yes. And we've tried to keep it positive.
You're so enthused about it. Yes. Yes, I really do. Go on.
Yes, I do. Well, I told you I was being held against my will.
Yeah. Have you kept it international?
I've kept it pod related to this episode.
Oh, okay.
So the question is, how many houses are built in Turkey each year?
No idea. Right, so this is the nearest to the pin, Brian, and at the moment I'm winning. Curtis is trailing behind, and then we've also got the guest. Whether the guest gets a chalk on the board, we've got a little whiteboard in the office, all very technical. So yeah, just got to guess a number. Turkey's a big country. I think the number's going to be big.
Are you talking houses or buildings? Because
no, how many houses?
The problem is they don't build many houses here. they build apartments or
So,
blocks. So that makes a difference, you see.
are you talking about? Yeah, but you're talking about apartments when you say houses, isn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna go. How many people live in Turkey? I'm gonna say like.
I'm gonna say 100,000 first because I feel like I would benefit by going last. So
178,500.
I would say it's probably a lot higher than that. I would say it's probably in the region of 500 plus
500 plus thousand
in Turkey as an area. I would say and it's probably more than that.
I mean, that's a lot. But that's a lot of houses, though. The UK can't build.
no,
I mean, we can't build barely anything in the UK in a year, can we? What's the latest Labour figures? Not that we're political.
I'm just looking at the places that have gone up round here, and they've gone up very quick, and they're all apartments, and each apartment.
Go on, Curt,
what was your guess, Dan?
178,500.
Oh, so you, as usual, are the closest.
Go on, winner.
So it's estimated an average of 200,000
What, a year?
a year.
Here, Brian needs to check. Brian's going to travel to
I'm
Turkey now. He's going to check that out.
Do you know what though?
How did you get that? Was that is that outdated now?
No, yeah, it is, but I think you're right when you talk about the apartment buildings because it says new residential units.
Yes. But that wasn't the question, though. So I'm the winner, Curt.
No, but
no, you can still have it.
Is it apartments or it's not houses because they do not build houses here. They build single villas.
I don't know. We seem to be sitting in a house at the moment that's been built.
Most of it is apartments. So one building could be 5, 6 apartments in it. And
so it's actually quite similar to the right. So here you are. This is very different. So in 2023, Turkey built around 1.23 million homes.
See, so 500,000 isn't bad, is it? Very
so give me a point because I was nearest to the pin, and then give Brian a point.
Yeah,
because he's never going to catch me anyway.
The only one that's definitely not getting a point is me. So
I'm all for the fact that you went first, though, Curt. Well done.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. What's the UK one? I can see the answer to this. In 2024, how many dwellings were built in the UK?
300,000.
Oh, so that's 250,000.
So 300 is the target each year.
Yeah, and they built 198.
Fall short. 184,390.
Oh, bloody hell.
I mean, yeah, but are you surprised with the way that we do things? Like, it's embarrassing, isn't it? The way that we do things, everything's held up.
Well, it says here planning bottlenecks and affordability issues.
Yeah, because
but you've got to remember as well that construction there is far, far different to what it is here.
Yeah.
Far, far different.
Yeah.
No, they just throw it up here, but you've got over, like what we're going through at the moment. Like we've been forced to put affordability within our schemes, it makes them unviable as a commercial enterprise, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've also got more volatility over there, like year to year. It's saying obviously, like if there's like an earthquake or something, obviously the building work shoots up massively.
Oh, it does. Yeah, exactly.
So we've sort of got a relatively sort of consistent output here, I suppose, haven't we?
Yeah.
But you've got to think here, everything here is obviously concrete and steel.
Yeah.
And they can put up a building here, probably, form a 4-story building here, probably in a matter of days, weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks. And it's skeleton, it's there, it's done. All they've got to do is just infill it. Where in UK, it's you're talking probably that on one house.
Yeah.
The way they build. So it is a lot different here.
Yeah.
Well, what an interesting chat this has been. A random chat.
I've really enjoyed it. I don't think it's been that
This
random.
is our first international podcast. Thank you to Brian.
The first of many. Yeah, thank you, Brian.
We now have snacks, Brian, if you want to cook up some snacks. I think we deserve it. He's good also. He's like the chef, breakfast, lunch, dinner, bang.
Yeah, once this is all over, it's going to be a holiday for us.
Nice.
Where? Where are you having holiday?
We'll probably go Turkey somewhere.
Nice. Thanks everyone for listening. Anything you want to plug while you're out there, Dan?
Just the socials. I'll tell you what, we need more comments on the socials. We are getting engagement, but we're not getting like people commenting constructive criticism. So we want to know where it's going. Like,
I do give you constructive criticism.
Thank you, Brian. I'm not actually talking about you. I'm talking about our international fans. Well, technically you are.
You are.
You just ignore me.
I have to. It's post and ghost when it comes to Brian because I know where the comments are coming from. But it would be nice to get a bit of engagement going on the socials. I still would like Spotify to have more reviews.
Yeah.
But we are thundering towards the 26th of September, aren't we? The big party, the podcast launch party.
Big launch.
Which is coming together really nice.
Confirming merch and bits this week, so that's something to look forward to.
I cannot wait for all my free stuff. Is it free?
It's not free for us.
It's not free for us, yeah. Okay, well, I can't wait to see all the merch.
Yeah, that'll be good. Right, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks again, Brian. Thanks, Dan, for getting all your technology sorted.
Yeah, we're so good. I mean, we're gonna join like I think this guy. No one knows about this. Joe Rogan wants us on his pod, so we're just going to do his one now, just while we're rolling.
Was it a little new startup? Is it or something?
Yeah, it's just some new guy. He just wants a bit of like a name to be on his pod. That's all.
Fair enough. Well, catch that collaboration soon.
yeah, like never. Okay.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.